I'm down in the workshop this afternoon and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing. As you may know, I've been cutting random objects in half on the water jet cutter recently, and usually what happens is I have a camera set up from one side, camera set up from another side, and I've experimented with having a GoPro down near the nozzle. So this is a nozzle right here, down there, and so I've had a GoPro fixed, you know, somewhere around about there where my fist is, looking down. Here is my GoPro case. So the GoPro is like 100% waterproof. I can get as close as I want to the action without worrying about breaking it. So what I have here is I have this here. It's like a sort of, I don't know, it's some sort of extension for a tripod. I bought it for I actually bought it for what I'm doing with this. So you can see I'm holding onto a little thing underneath the camera right now, and I actually did that with this. I used to hold it out like that. Too heavy, sore arm. So I'm going to show you the plan with this. So setting out roughly, as you can see, I want to have the option of having it down as close to the nozzle as possible, which means this bit up here needs to be about there. And then I want to be able to adjust it. I want to be able to move it, you know, maybe even up there or back there, that kind of thing. So what I need to do now is make up a sort of, kind of like a mock-up shape, perhaps out of cardboard or paper or something, just to get a rough idea. And then, you know, once I've done that, then I'll cut the actual metal. Probably use titanium for this, just because I can. So here's the sheet of titanium I'm going to use. This is 2.5mm. I don't use 2.5mm that much anymore, so you know it's still not cheap, but I just want to use it. Now, because I've got such a big sheet, it is 300mm by 300mm. This is the drawing I've done for it. So as you can see, these are the bolt holes right here. There and there, and then this is the adjustment here. Now the outside, the pink, ignore the green, the outside, the pink, is basically the whole piece. So you know, like all this in here is just going to be like left. So I'm basically making a big plate with loads of redundancy. I'm only using a small part of the bottom, but I'm doing that because I don't know like what I'm going to do in the future, so I think it's a good idea. I'm still testing camera positions. Yeah, I'm just leaving the whole plate. The good thing about using titanium is it's so strong that it's not gonna, it's so strong but so light, it's not gonna affect the threaded rod that sits up there on the water jet cutter. Sometimes we do a dry run on the sheet before cutting it, just to make sure we're not going to crash into any sides or anything like that. So this is what a dry run looks like. So there we go, that's the plate cut. Now just going to test, see if it actually fits, and that's pretty much it. Good to go. Nothing needs to be done. I might grind the edges of it just to make it nice and smooth though. I'm not sure what happened, but the holes are not in the right place. Can't quite figure it out. I mean, I knew the measurement, 152.4mm. I measured the distance, drew it between them, but at some point I screwed up, so having to redo it again. So my nice clean plate is now going to have two ugly holes that can't be used. But so it's a bit ugly with two holes, but these things happen. So there we go, that plate's going to go something like that there, but it's going to be sort of it's going to be standing off there with some threaded rods. So size looks like it's going to fit, but it's going to be out to about here, something like that. So there we go, as you can see, we got the standoff here from the water jet cutter. The plate is sort of, I've centered it there so you can see it's fairly centered with the nozzle. We got the adjustment so I can come down and up and along. Just turn this wheel and it'll go up and down. Here's the GoPro mount in there. Out of interest, with this setup, I never mentioned it before, but because I have the GoPro mount here mounted onto a normal camera mount, I can actually put like this camera here, you know, a proper DSLR camera with like really high quality lenses on there if I want. I'll have to hang it upside down, but that's fine. In editing, I can just flip it the right way up. So that's it really. I was going to do a bunch of other stuff today, but that's good. You know, I'm happy to get that done. Better quality videos for you for water jet cutting. Not so much on this channel, but on my other channel. But yeah, successful. And things like that. Got a bit of fluff on your microphone. Anyway,